My name is Eric Mendez, ERICMENDEZ. I'm the Chief of Police for Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District Police Department. So we're here today approximately around 10:30 this morning. One of our patrol officers was out patrolling district properties and observed a collision that occurred right at the Winfern Annex, one of our district facilities. The officer rolled up, made contact with the driver. The driver was very agitated and he was trying to get information from the individual as to what occurred. Basic preliminary information is that the driver was agitated, attacked the officer, and then there was a struggle, and during the struggle shots were fired. And so again, it's very preliminary, it's early in the investigation, and so just to give you all an idea of what happened, there was a collision. The driver wrecked out in the parking lot of Winfern Annex. Our officer did observe it, made contact with the individual, and during the contact, fight ensued and shots were fired.
With the initial wreck, was it with another car, or was it did he go in a ditch, or just kind of talk to us more about the risk of it?
So it appears that the vehicle lost control off of Winfern and drove through the parking lot, struck a tree, spun, and ended up in front of the building. And so again, our officer just happened to be in the area. Again, he's patrolling the school district properties, and this corner here where we're at, we have a lot of properties just in this small block radius. And so he rolled up to make contact with the driver. Anything?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what else you got?
Was there anybody else in the vehicle as well?
So my understanding is there wasn't, I don't believe there was anybody else in the vehicle with him. We do know that a second vehicle pulled up. That may have been family members of the driver of the vehicle that wrecked. And so we know that there was some involvement with the individuals out of that car. And again, it's still early in the investigation. We're still trying to work through it all, but we know that one of the individuals in the secondary car that pulled up was also involved in the scuffle.
Is there an age range for the two individuals?
I don't have any information on the suspects right now. I just know that they're both males. And one individual is being treated at St. Luke's, and the other individual, I understand, has been treated and released already. And so our officer is also being checked at St. Luke's as well for whatever injuries he may have sustained during the scuffle.
Any weapons located at the scene?
I don't know. That's still early in the investigation. I'm not sure. The investigators are still, going through the whole scene, looking at the crime scene, determining what all is visible, and then they'll check the vehicles involved to see if there's weapons in those vehicles as well.
And no officers and deputies injured?
Again, from my understanding, we have probably some minor injuries with the officers involved. We did have our officer, obviously he was being checked for some maybe potentially minor injuries. I'm not sure. I haven't heard back from my staff that are at the hospital with him. And then I know that one deputy from the sheriff's office happened to be driving by at the time of the incident, saw our officer engaged in the fight with the suspect, stopped to assist, and during the struggle, that deputy also sustained some type of injury and has been taken to the hospital to be evaluated.
And are you able to say how long that officer that discharged the weapon was with or is with Cypress ISD?
I don't know his exact years. I know that he's been with our department for a few years, though. As we get further into the investigation, we can do a follow-up with y'all to give you the number of years, exactly how long he's been with the department. Okay.
Chief, my last question is just, your overall thoughts on the situation here. I mean, even from another county sheriff passing by and observing it and immediately jumping in, just talk to us about just your overall thoughts on this situation and the brotherhood.
Well, it's a difficult situation, and obviously we're very grateful that a deputy happened to be driving by at the time of the incident. It could have been a very different outcome had the deputy not been driving by. And there was an immediate response. Obviously, our officer calls out to our dispatch center that the collisions occurred. He's calling out that there's a struggle in progress. Our officers are responding that are working a patrol across our district. Again, but for us to have the partnerships that we do with the sheriff's office and other law enforcement agencies that work in and around Cy-Fair is outstanding. For them to have the peace of mind to see and stop says a lot for the relationships that we have between the two agencies. And so, we consider our relationship strong, and we're very grateful that they stopped and helped. Again, it could have been a very different outcome depending on would have happened had the deputy not been driving by at the time. Anything else? Anything for them? I will say that it'll be a joint investigation. The sheriff's department is assisting us with the investigation. Their investigators are helping us with the investigation on the shooting. They've offered and we're using their crime scene investigations team to gather evidence and photos and everything for the incident. Alrighty? All right, guys.
So much appreciate it.